All right, so this week in comics saw a continuation of one of the summer's greatest selling storylines, and then finally one of the most anticipated original graphic novels came out. It's been almost 2 years, but you know what? Better late than never. So let's start with the one of the summer's biggest titles, Avengers vs. X-Men #7. It was filler. It really was. It was just, oh, here they are, fighting every now and then, and they're afraid of the Scarlet Witch. After the last issue where Cyclops said no more Avengers, uh, not much happened. The only highlight was this kind of shocked me. Emma Frost decided to set Clint Barton, Hawkeye, on fire. That was it. I wasn't too big on the issue. I'm gonna keep reading it, but clearly it was just a filler issue to me. Next up is Action Comics #11. The last issue was great, where Clark Kent dies, and in this he's taking on a new persona as a firefighter, so he feels like he can be Superman 24/7, always saving people. Cool idea. After the last issue, I was really impressed because this title has not been the strongest to me. The Superman titles themselves have not been the strongest. Dan Jurgens' recent storyline with a character named Anguish in the Superman title itself was really the first good storyline in Superman I've read this since the New 52 started, and I mean that's been a year almost, and that's kind of harsh, but it's true. This did not capitalize the way I wish it would have after the last issue, and it kind of ends with this random thing coming into town looking for a little girl, and it's really just convoluted. And Grant Morrison's just trying to make everything really complicated. It feels. I mean, he's going to start up next year again with another multiverse story. I mean, I remember when they said there wouldn't be a multiverse in this, and then they started in the New 52, then they started Earth 2. Fine, having a multiverse, but don't let Grant Morrison do it. Guy just confuses me. I mean, he has great stuff, and then he has stuff where he's just trying too damn hard, I feel. And I think, in all honesty, this is too damn hard. The last issue was great. There's a great little scene with the guy who Clark saved, because in the last issue he died saving a person from a bomb. And there's a great little part where he runs into the guy as his new persona. Now, of course, he doesn't recognize him, but that was about the only good part. Um, I'll see how the next issue goes, 'cause I think it's supposed to be a three-parter, but I'm not too. I don't get my hopes up. Anyways, Smallville season 11 #3. The great parts were there's this little scene where Superman is being chased throughout Metropolis by the army, and this also is a little key point for unleashing. Where I'm trying to find the page here. Smallville's version of where are you? There we are, down there at the bottom. Hank Henshaw. So, in the Cyborg Superman. So I mean, it was okay. Another good thing was actually this wasn't a good thing at all. I don't know why I said that. There was a great little interaction between Luthor and Superman, but the one thing I don't like is in the past two issues, Lex has been haunted by Tess Mercer, his sister that he killed in the series finale of Smallville. And that I kind of like the idea that he's got this person who's going to be with him and haunting him, and it turns out no, the formula that she gave him to make him lose all of his memories from the events of Smallville actually tied her consciousness to his mind, and that really just made me stop caring. I mean, to be fair, the cover is great. I was hoping the cover would be the interior art. It's not, completely different artist, but great cover. Anyway, Detective Comics #11. I am honestly getting this just because I am going to have a run of Detective Comics. This has supposedly been one of the best sellers of the New 52. I don't know why. I mean, Tony Daniel's got great art, but the stories have not been good. I mean, it's like pretty much the exact same reason why I'm getting Batman: The Dark Knight. The art, because David Finch, but the stories have not been that good. Uh, I mean, The Dark Knight is supposed to. One of the things that really made me interested was that Bruce Wayne had to deal with the legal ramifications of Batman Incorporated, and that was one of the selling points from the New 52's launch. Never came up. They touched on it. They said, "Well, this is going to happen." In the very first issue, they kind of started to build it just with a couple of panels. Nothing since. This, I mean, kind of is back to being a detective story, which hence the title I would like, but not so much. And it seems like this guy, I don't remember his name. It was not that memorable of a villain. The only thing is there's like multiple versions of him throughout. I don't know if they're through time or if they're clones. We don't know yet. And it might have said, and I just don't remember because this issue was not really that memorable. I mean, this has all been filler, no killer. I mean, pretty much this whole week is kind of filler, but I don't know. This just wasn't that good, and uh, the only thing it can really tell is I don't know if it's through time or through again multiverses, because it seems like a lot of issues are touching on multiverses now, a lot of storylines. And then the Two-Face backup story. Tony Daniel has been trying for years to do Two-Face backup stories, and every damn time they suck. I'm sorry. You're gonna do Two-Face, fine. Bring him to the forefront. Make me care about him. Don't put him in 5 pages in the back where it's just him running around with no shirt on, with his gun going, I'm gonna kill people. It's repetitive and it's stupid. You do it once, you have him build up his crime organization, fine, if that's what you're doing. But pick a fucking gear and stick to it. I'm sorry, it's just been annoying. I remember when he started doing them back when, what was it, Batman Incorporated first started, I think. And it might have been before that, and then I just didn't like him at all. It's just annoying me, if you can't tell. Next up, my pick of the week, Earth 2. Yes, the book that brought down 1 million moms. Not this issue, it's the last issue, but still, brought them down. This is pretty much my de facto favorite book, just for that fact. If we don't base it on story, it's that fact. This is still a pretty good story. It's just the origin of the Green Lantern. That's pretty much the whole book. There's a quick interaction between Hawk Girl, the Earth 2 Hawk Girl, and Flash. I don't know if there's a Hawk Girl in the main New 52 universe, but this was pretty good. And we find out finally at the end who the bad guy is. And where is that final page? There it is. Solomon Grundy, which I don't know. I don't know much about Solomon Grundy, but to me, what I know about him, he's not that big of a villain. I mean, he's always been kind of the mockery to me, a mockery, and now we're trying to make him, bane of the existence. So, bane, bad choice of words. Ooh, whoops. Just horrible villain. Not buying it, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm enjoying this book. But finally, I'm gonna talk about the most anticipated graphic novel of quite a while, Batman Earth 1. This is it was a read and it was pretty good. I mean, a great idea. The very opening, Batman failing and then just walking away in shame, flashing back and forth. I mean, he really just doesn't do everything right, and some of it he kind of lucks into, some of it works out. The ideas are great, and I can't wait for the second one in all honesty, but I was kind of let down. I was expecting more, but it was still really good. The one thing I really enjoyed was the idea that they changed a lot of stuff, and one of the ideas they changed is Gordon is slightly corrupt. I mean, he's got a good reason for being corrupt, but he's still corrupt. The other thing that was kind of confusing is Bruce's mom is no longer Martha Kane originally. She's Martha Arkham, and it adds a whole new dynamic. But check that out. My flashback pick of the week. I actually just read this. Daredevil, The Man Without Fear by Frank Miller. Sorry, I just saw Miller on the corner of my eye. And John Romita Jr. If you don't like Daredevil, this probably wouldn't be the book for you, but if you like Daredevil, it's good. If you're just interested in Daredevil, it's good. But don't expect to see him in the red outfit. This is his origin story. He doesn't have the red outfit actually until the very, very end. But if you just want to hear, what pushed him to do it, what caused all of it, this is the book to read. So, there you go.